Hey everybody, welcome into Fresh Catch Friday. It's Siren Records Monterey, and Cass is here, and I'm here, and we have a smattering of new releases for you. In our usual plight of wrestling with this distribution stuff, one of our boxes is lost, but they recovered it, and they're now doing tracking for it. So we're going to tell you what we have, and we're going to tell you what's in the box that's coming too. So I just figure we should mention it. Anyway, we do have picks of the week. Cass, as always, starts us off, and what did you find then?
Alright, this week I have these new reissues from a band called Bolzer. Bolzer is a black metal, death metal duo from Switzerland. They've been around since like early 2010s, and they only have one album and a lot of EPs, and they just decided randomly to reissue all their EPs, all four of them. Soma, Roman Acupuncture, and this one came out last year, Lace Majesty. This one's really, really great. Basically, Bolzer, they've been doing it for a while now, and they have a perfect blend of, like I said, black metal and death metal, and they have a bit of doom metal thrown in there as well. Definitely reminds me of bands like Leviathan or Nash Mystium. And their debut album actually was a bit of a departure from the sound and kind of reminded me a bit of Mastodon, which is very different. So I'm assuming they got a record coming out soon. It's been a while. We have a bunch of EPs. But the main EP I was looking for from this is called Aura, which I was really excited for, but that was on that box that Lorain mentioned, so that should be on Monday. I got four of those. That's one of their best, that is their best work in my opinion, and one of the best death metal releases of this past decade to me. Really, really great stuff on there. So when that comes in, you can pick it up. They're all $27.95. Two of them are colored, two of them are on black vinyl, so I don't know why they weren't all just colored. But
What color?
Clear. The
they're
only
on
one
clear?
colored I have is the Roman Acupuncture one. It's
Okay.
clear vinyl.
Why so expensive?
I don't know. I was wondering that myself because they're all EPs. It's not even albums.
Right.
But I think Chuck got these in as imports, so
Oh.
they're a little pricier. Plus,
Yeah.
metal stuff's usually a
Yeah,
little
it can
pricey.
be.
So,
That's true.
but it's definitely worth it. Great band. So check it out.
Okay, nice. I have for you this week as my pick, Beach Slang. This is the Deadbeat Bang of Heartbreak City. It's on red vinyl. Let me give you a closer look of that. This is on Bridge 9 Records. And this is, they're an American rock and roll mainstay, but this is their most accomplished album to date. Were you in there when we were playing
Yeah,
this?
I
It was
heard
good,
it. It's
right?
pretty cool.
Yeah. It's got the very special guest of bassist is Tommy Stinson, who was from the Replacements and in Guns N' Roses at one point, and among another like rotating gang of friends that they had come in and play with this. So it really draws comparisons to Jawbreaker and the Replacements, especially. I heard a lot of Replacements in this, but it doesn't approach anything that's like a copy. They've really lit the torch and they're kind of blazing their own way. Anyway, this is a really good record. It's only $16.95, and if you like that kind of gritty kind of rock sound,
Very
you're gonna love this.
American,
Yeah, it
that's
is.
for sure.
It is. So anyway, that's my pick. And I'm going to hand you the pile. Now, keep in mind, this pile's pretty small, but we are going to tell you about the fill-ins for the other stuff. And we have a couple of comments about these things here, right?
Yeah, some cool stuff.
Yeah, we do.
Up here.
All right, first is up here, what he's got to show you is Coil, Stolen and Contaminated Songs. This is 2 LPs for $35.95. Now, Coil, what this is, it's a kind of... This record initially came out, I want to say in like 92 or something, but this is like a lot of outtakes and things like that. This is a great compilation. It's like a lot of unrelated weirdness that kind of couldn't fit on their other records, like it fit in seamlessly, but this actually does work as an LP in and of itself. And, I don't know, these guys are probably like... very whacked out making this because a lot of it is experimental alchemy at its best. They're kind of electronic mainly, but they do have a bit of industrial in there. You know what? I kind of think of this record. It sounds to me it's like a combination of, like Cabaret Voltaire and Twin Peaks. It's weird, but it's really fun, and it's got some of this. Is some of their kind of most harsh and demanding bouts lyrically. There's some spoken word on here too, but that's a little bit lackluster. I think y'all are going to enjoy the music more than that. But it's a brilliant album with only like that little bit of spoken word kind of disjointed, but the rest of it definitely worth it. Now that
Yeah,
is
well, that's pretty interesting.
yeah, $35.95. Okay.
Check it out. Yeah, I definitely heard like early Swans in here as well. If you like Swans, I think you'll definitely be into this band. So hopefully they do more reissues of these guys because they have a lot of good stuff apparently.
Yeah.
Although I can't say I'm very familiar with their work.
I think
but
you would like it.
I think so too.
All right, next up we've got, what is this? Fever Ray. Okay, Fever Ray, this is the Plunge remix. Oh, Fever Ray is $34.95, so it's pricey too. This is like from Mute, and they're very excited to announce this collection of remixes of tracks from their acclaimed 2017 album Plunge. Let's see, it's a powerful record, and it's got the decision to fall is harder than the fall itself, kind of underlining that Plunge in question is about falling in love. So, what's that? Karen Drager, you know, her vocal is the most out front thing for me. It always is with Fever Ray. Now, here's the kind of trouble that I'm having with this. It's very dancey, didn't you find?
Yeah, and you lose a bit of the darkness with
a little
Fever
bit,
Ray
and you know,
stuff.
it ends up, because it's like such a, the two LPs, you kind of feel like you're listening to the same song over and over and over again. And I mean, it works like dance floor works, but do you want this in your home? I don't know. I can't see. I'd rather just listen to Fever Ray.
Yeah, and it's weird they put this out like 3 years plus after
Weird, huh?
the album came out. Usually it's kind of something you roll out like maybe a few months or within the same year.
Well,
but
I mean, if you feel like having a club in your house, or feel like you're there, you will definitely get it, because that's really what I thought, God, this would be so great on a dance floor type kind of thing. But I don't know about sitting around at home listening to that.
yeah, you definitely have to be a hardcore Fever Ray
You
fan.
do, but I think I would just kind of prefer to listen to a Fever Ray album. But
Or
okay.
a Knife album. I'm hoping. I
yes.
don't know if the Knife are broken up, but if they are, that's a bummer. And I hope we get more stuff from them and Fever Ray.
No, she's got such a unique voice. It's really very cool.
Yes.
All right, now we have Fall Out Boy, Believers Never Die, Volume 2, Greatest Hits. This is $18.95. This features their single, Dear Future Self, Hands Up, featuring Wyclef Jean. And I don't really know that I have too much left to say about this. Do you?
Where's Volume? So when did Volume 1 come out?
I don't know if it did or what. I don't really follow these guys, so I'm not
Okay,
too
'cause
sure
we
what's
were
up with that.
We were listening to this today, and I'm looking at the track list now. I think what we listened to is Volume 1. Because this looks
Oh.
like a lot of the later day
Oh.
Fall Out Boy stuff, which I'm not too keen on. But early Fall Out Boy, so I'm sure Volume 1 of this was probably perfect if it's all their early material. For me, personally, I'm a huge Fall Out Boy fan, like early Fall Out Boy. So
Well,
this one I can't speak for.
I don't know.
This is all the new stuff, like Uma Thurman and Centuries and yeah.
Well, it's $18.95. I mean, it's reasonable. I don't know. I just feel like everything, it's very repetitive to me. They're not doing anything different. But I don't even know what we were listening to this morning, because
Yeah, I
it
think
all
that
sounds the
was
same to
Volume
me.
1.
I just don't find them remarkable at all. I feel like this is like high school kid music.
This is
you
sung
know?
in here with Lil Peep.
Okay.
Kind of random, but
And then the Wyclef Jean thing, I mean, I
know,
guess.
Interesting.
Anyway, there you go. Now, let's see, Field Music, Making a New World. This is red vinyl, $25.95. You know anything about this?
I do not know.
Is it a double?
Um,
No, just side A, side B.
yeah, I when I saw this, I was thinking of Field Medic, but that's like a folk singer. I'm not sure
Okay.
if she would.
Well, this has like a lot of songs on it, so they must be short tracks.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're about, though.
Let us know in the comments. If
Okay,
you've heard
yeah.
that.
All right, now we've got Sarah Harmer, and I do have a note about her, because this is You Were Here LP, and this is on the Arts and Crafts label, and this is her breakout solo album from 2000, released on vinyl for the first time.
Okay.
Okay.
Very cool.
And then let's see, Lum R, Surfacing. He released his debut from Surfacing on November 4th, but now it's on vinyl for this week.
Okay.
And it features previously released tracks like Cold, How This Feels, and Boys Should Never Cry.
I was digging it. It was pretty good.
$24.95 for that one.
I liked it.
Okay, now we got your big boy. This is Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. This is Bird Box on 180 gram, 4 LPs for $79.95. That's another Deep Pockets one. But let's see. Okay, so here's the story with this. This is the label. The label is Null Corporation, and these are extended compositions and explorations created during the Bird Box scoring sessions from Academy Award winners Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. It's over 2 hours of music compiled in various hotel rooms before and after Nine Inch Nails' 2018 Cold Black and Infinite US tour. The intense pace and pressures of nightly performances began to bleed through into the work, and what started as a film score began to mutate and expand into something far beyond what you saw on the screen. So that might be intriguing for some of you. It's like I say, $79.95 for that.
Yeah, I was reading this article recently about Trent and Atticus saying that they wish they never did the Bird Box soundtrack, and they were really disappointed with the outcome because they don't think the producers or whoever made the call chose their music correctly, or used the music in an appropriate way. So he was almost like, I wish I never done it. What a waste of time. He literally said, an effing waste of time.
Really?
Pretty heated interview from him.
Where was that?
I can't remember where. I think I saw it on Pitchfork or something. Because then he was talking about there's another movie they're doing that they're more excited about. But based on what you told me, it sounds like this is probably the uncut, unfiltered version of the soundtrack they did. So he's probably much more satisfied with this, because I think they kind of fine-tuned it and had it really quiet. But this is like probably what he wanted you to hear, not what you saw in Bird Box. So it's probably much better.
All right. Next up, we have a picture disc. It is the soundtrack cast of Charlie's Angels. That movie that was based on the TV show from the 70s. I guess they made a movie. It's $22.95, and I don't know, I was looking at the track listing. It's like a virtual who's who of national disgrace.
Oh yeah, that's right. They had the huge hit single called "Don't Call Me Angel," which had Ariana Grande, Lana Del Rey, Miley Cyrus. That could either be star-studded for you or something else for others. I thought that was pretty crazy collab. Can't say the song's incredible, but cool to see them all on the same song nonetheless.
Was it?
It was interesting.
Okay, well, as I said, that is $22.95 for that. All right, next up we got Pete Tong Chilled Classics 2 LPs on Astral Works. And Chilled Classics is the third in Pete Tong's series of radical reinventions of dance music, with the Heritage Orchestra following his award-winning classic house and Ibiza classics. The latest edition has him and Hero transform dance staples like Born Slippy, Show Me Love, and With Every Heartbeat, and it includes an A-list cast of features. This album, for the first time, features brand new and original music from Pete Tong with artists, I don't know how to say this, M-N-E-K, Menk, Todd Edwards, and Boy George. So that comes in at $31.95. It is also a double, so you know. Okay. And then last up here, we have Summer Walker over at $21.95. This is R&B, and this is on the, I don't even know how to say the label. It's LVRN, like Laverne label. Anyway, this album is relatable, mixed emotions. The narrator is sometimes promiscuous and then very faithful the next. So, it's that duplicity that under an R&B kind of groove. It's very complex emotions treated with a light touch, and it's real fun. So that is $21.95, okay?
Nice, yeah, I keep hearing her name everywhere. I think she's going to be pretty big.
Well, when I first was hearing about her, I thought, what is this going to be, Lizzo Light? But I think it's a bit different. I think it's more Lizzo R&B. Okay, now we have Marianne Faithfull, Come Stay With Me, the UK 45s, 1964 to 1969, also 2 LPs. This features Marianne Faithfull's top 20 hits, A and B sides from UK Decca singles recorded from 64 to 69, and plus Go Away From My World EP. Producers include Andrew Loog Oldham, which he was the manager and producer for the Rolling Stones from 63 to 67, Michael Leander, Tony Calder, and Mick Jagger. So that is $37.95.
Right.
Now, a couple of things that we just want to let you guys know that are in that missing box of stuff. Cass, I think there's some on here. For example, There's the Bad Company Desolation Angels,
Yeah.
180 gram, 2 LPs.
Boston release. Christian Death had a
Bjork,
release.
Medulla reissue.
I guess so. And then some Deep Purple. There was
Yeah.
3 different Deep Purple. More of those purple vinyl reissues they've been doing.
There's the Paul Kelly Greatest Hits. What else is on there?
I think that's it.
No, there's supposed to be Beach Bunny Prom Queen Sports out today, which is, they're very up and coming. New
and
Poppy record.
Yeah, I was bummed we didn't get Poppy on time, but maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Well, it's going to be, I Disagree, Clear with Red Splatter on Sumerian. So that's coming. Chris Bell, who was one of the co-founders of Big Star, at one point had made this solo music, and it's been dead in the water for years, but they're bringing it back on vinyl. So that's another one. Oh, Martin Barr, who's the been a lead guitarist in Jethro Tull for 43 years. He's got a new record out on Purple Pyramid. Oh, this is interesting. No Effects, the longest EP, 2 LPs again. This is on Fat Records, and No Effects is one of these bands. They've got 11 studio LPs, couple of live LPs, 13 EPs, a couple of singles. So there's all this kind of stuff, and they decided to go ahead and compile it. What's the guy's name? Fat Mike in there or something? So he decided that the way to go would be to get all those singles and bits and bobs, compile them together, and now you can get them on this 2 LP collection, and that's out as well. Okay, so I think that, it's all that stuff should be in that missing box rolling in here on Monday, but you can get this stuff right now. And our picks of the week, like we said, we highly recommend those because there's across the board just straight up American rock and roll, and the metal stuff that, Cass is really good at picking out.
It's coming through the metal.
Yeah. So other than that, Alex is here this weekend. He's your guy for any questions or things that you might want to know about, and if you want to do special orders, we can do those for you as long as it's in print. That's all obviously for our local yokels. If you're not local, you can visit our sister site, that is the Record Mule. It's through Reverb, and that's what our store is called. That's our sister store, so you can buy from us if you're not local as well. Okay, so that about wraps it up.
I think so.
Okay,
Thank you so
Happy
much.
New Year, everybody, by the way. And,
first video of the year.
What? We should really mention how sad it is of the loss of Neil Peart.
Oh, this just happened an hour ago.
Well,
You're right, yeah.
I think that,
my God.
it's devastating because we have a few customers that are just total Rush fans. I know they're just devastated right now.
I'm a long-time Rush fan.
Yeah,
it's a big bummer.
It really is. But I guess the man has been suffering with brain cancer for a few years. But you know what this reminded me of is when Bowie went. They kept it quiet because they didn't want.
I had no idea.
No, nobody did. It took everyone by surprise. But I kind of understand that dignity. You don't want people camped out on your front porch on death watch. And so his last few days, the guy wasn't hounded. You know what I mean? He could be with his family, and it's the same way Bowie did it, and I appreciate that, and I think that that's the way to go. But anyway, this is a guy who will really be missed because what a trailblazer in the world of drumming, right?
Yeah, one of the best drummers in the world, and also don't forget, he wrote all the lyrics for Geddy Lee too. I don't think, or Getty, whatever. I don't think Getty wrote any of the lyrics.
Oh, I didn't
honestly,
know.
I'm pretty sure Neil wrote all of them.
Amazing.
So obviously this means Rush has come to an end as well. So great band. They have a great legacy, and even their later stuff came out. Their last album came out a few years ago, was still great. Those guys still had it, and it's definitely a shame to see Neil go, but he will be remembered as one of the greats.
I think that this actually happened Tuesday, and his family just kind of kept it quiet for a few days so that they could just be. I think it was the 7th that he passed, and today they released that news. So anyway, rest in peace, Neil Peart, and I'm so sorry for all you big-time Rush fans. I know that you guys are all devastated, but he's in a better place, doesn't have to suffer anymore. So, okay. On that, we'll just say thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time, and hopefully better, bigger new releases next week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
See ya.